Okay, my name is Tyler Beattie, and I'm a recently graduated senior. I'm 22 years old. I'm originally from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I studied performance studies and theater here, so a little bit of a different major. Performance studies is a much smaller major than theater, and my focus kind of became adapting, directing, and songwriting, actually. I've been really fortunate to do a lot of different things here in terms of theater. So some of the things that I have done have been things that I've written myself, but oftentimes they've been things that I've kind of written, adapted from a really old text. So the first thing I did like that was an adaptation of the Just So stories by Rudyard Kipling, and I wrote my own musical adaptation, and I wrote the songs, and sort of with the cast, we collaboratively devised an ensemble form kind of retelling of the stories. And so we did that on campus, we toured it around, we did it at a local theater in Wilmette, so we've been doing that show a lot. And then recently I adapted a folk, kind of bluegrassy folk version of Pinocchio, where all the actors played instruments. So for instance, Pinocchio played the violin, and the bow was his nose when his nose would grow, that type of kind of fun thing to do. So in addition to that kind of smaller type of stuff, I have done some things that were a little bit larger in scale. I've been really involved with student theater on the whole. The student theater here is incredible. We have like 8 different student theater organizations, each that put on their own seasons of shows. So like you're seeing 3 or 4 shows a weekend, and it's really exciting what your friends are doing, But one of my favorite experiences at Northwestern, if not my absolute favorite, was being involved on a student theater production board. Sit and Spin Productions is the one that I was on. And what you do when you're on a production team is that you're basically a theater company. I was the production manager one year, I was the fundraising director another year, the directing chair one year. So you're basically in charge of putting on the season of shows, and you're not necessarily in the rehearsal room rehearsing and acting or directing, but you're kind of the administrator. And now as a graduated senior looking to find employment in the world of theater, which is doable, but it's a challenge. Being able to sort of be an artist with a briefcase is a really, really great thing. And it's no surprise that when you do look around, Chicago and see the different theater companies there, that many of the companies were started by Northwestern alums who had experiences working on theater shows and are artists, but again have that sort of side of their personality where they can be an entrepreneur, a planner, an organizer, to really make artistic things happen in a lot of different ways. Well, I spent the last quarter, I graduated after winter quarter, so this last quarter I've been working in the admissions office. I'm a senior counselor in the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. And during that time, I was able to take a little bit of time to try to make some contacts in Chicago. I'm staying in Chicago at least for next year. So I'm trying to stay busy, and I guess all I can hope for when you say the long-term type of thing is just to continue building those contacts and try to continue to stay busy in the theater. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenge of what it means to be a theater artist. This is just a song from Pinocchio, the musical.